Well, thanks for staying with us here on Morning Live. Now, former President Jacob Zuma's urgent application for a stay of his arrest pending his application in the Constitutional Court next week will meanwhile be heard in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg today. So let's cross to our reporter Samkele Maseko, who will be monitoring these developments for us. Samkele, good morning, and I see you already outside the court. But perhaps let's just start by recapping how we got to this point.
Essentially, how we got to this point is that the Constitutional Court had given a judgment that the former President Jacob Zuma must be incarcerated for 15 months for being in contempt of court. The former president then, through his legal team, then instituted a recusal application of the Court Act Rule 42, where he's trying for a rescission of the Constitutional Court ruling that he must be incarcerated for 15 months. He aligned himself with the minority judgment. Then subsequently, his legal team last week Friday then filed here at the Pietermaritzburg Local Divisional High Court, in which the former president wants a stay in the execution of his arrest. Thus, this morning we've also seen a letter being sent by the state attorney to the acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, in which they seek further clarity that they will be staying put for now and will be in abeyance in any form that they need to arrest the former president until the acting Chief Justice provides clarity, or until these legal litigation processes that have been instituted by the former president are done in the form of this application of a stay in the execution of his arrest. We do know that the Minister of Police and the Police Commissioner Ketlas Tole and also President Ramaphosa are not opposing this application by the former president, but instead it is opposed by the State Capture Commission of Inquiry led by its senior counsel Advocate Tembeka Ngcukaitobi and also the Helen Suzman Foundation.
So again, just what time are these proceedings expected to get underway? And with regard to AfriForum also joining the proceedings, Samkele, if we could just reflect on that.
Indeed, AfriForum has also joined the proceedings, in which they are opposing this application by the former president. Those particular matters will be ventilated at 11:30 this morning. This matter has been set for 2 days. It will be ventilated to Judge Ngubane on a virtual platform. So there will be no lawyers converging here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court to hear this matter. We also do know that the ANC's leadership met yesterday in a special National Executive Committee meeting, in which the ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa, providing his political overview in that meeting and closing that meeting, basically summed up the meeting that the overwhelming view was that the ANC is aligning itself with the protection of the Constitutional Court and the judiciary in the land, and saying that if the apex court in the land is not respected, it would cause a constitutional crisis for the country. There was also a proposal in that special ANC-NEC meeting that there should be a special talks team that is set up to look into the matter of former President Jacob Zuma. That was shot down as that matter came up in a proposal by those who are supporting the former president, so it did not see the day of light in the NEC meeting. It also went further to have Joel Nechitenze, who is an ANC policy guru, saying that the NEC should minimize discussing the nitty-gritties of the former president's case, as they are not lawyers in that National Executive Committee of the governing party. So the ANC essentially coming out to bat for the Constitution of the Republic. But you had the former president addressing his supporters over the weekend on Sunday in Nkandla, where he literally said that he was not responsible for the gathering of those who came out to support him. We saw people coming in large numbers in their own rights in eThekwini region from those who normally support an under-fire individual at this point in time in eThekwini. They are saying they were not sent by Zandile Kumete, but they went there on their own evolution themselves. So essentially, it lays down the gauntlet where there's going to be a legal battle in this court, where the legal minds have also been divided, Sakina, on this particular matter. I saw over the weekend a tweet by Lawson Naidu of CASAC saying that this applications, the two-pronged applications by the former president for a rescission at the Constitutional Court and for a stay in the execution of the Constitutional Court order here, does not mean that the former president does not have to report to a correctional services facility. You also saw him alongside his lawyer, advocate Dalimpofu, senior counsel, SC, saying that he thanks him that he would be sleeping at home on Sunday as opposed to going to prison. So essentially, you've also got the letter by the state attorney with the Minister of Police saying that he would not be arresting the president until these litigation processes are done, or unless told otherwise by the acting Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. There's also a matter of many people asking, since the Deputy Chief Justice is a complainant in this matter and that he's now the acting Chief Justice, does he recuse himself from hearing this matter when it goes to the Constitutional Court on the 12th of July, on the virtue that he's the chairperson of the State Capture Commission of Inquiry? But Sakina, the main point that the former president is raising in this application for a stay in execution is that if he were to be incarcerated, that would be like a death sentence to him on the virtue that of his ill health, he's not in good health and he's sick, and that the Constitutional Court took a very harsh decision which is unconstitutional in the person who's in contempt of court for getting a 15-month jail term, which he says it's not supposed to be the case.
Well, Samkele, thanks so much for setting the scene for us there at the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Samkele Maseko, our reporter, along with video journalist Kwazi Manzi, following those developments for us, and we will keep you up to breast throughout the morning.